Hi everybody, I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to be doing my third quarterly wrap-up for the year. Sorry I didn't get this video up on time, but you all know how it is. I'm from an island surrounded by ocean water, big water, large water, wet water. Hence it's difficult for me to do anything that's possible. Pettiness aside, before I get into this video, I wanted to mention something that I forgot to mention in my last video. That was the BookTube Newbie Tag 2.0. I did not credit the creator, which is something that we should all try to do when we're doing tag videos. So the creator of that tag is Michael from Michael SD. He's a wonderful booktuber. He does really insightful, thought-provoking discussion videos about books and booktube. And he also talks about sports on his channel. So if you're interested in all of that, you should definitely go and check him out. Anyways, I have 8 books today. I was supposed to have 10, but 2 of them are still in the mail and probably won't come until Thy Kingdom does. So we'll push those off for the next haul and start off with the 4 young adult books that I got, the first of which is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. So this is the companion to Simon vs. the Homo sapiens agenda, which I have not read as yet, and I think it follows a girl called Molly, who is like, she has a whole bunch of unrequited loves. I don't know, y'all. I just bought this book because I like Becky Albertalli. If you didn't know, she's part of the New Girl Squad with Angie Thomas and Julie Murphy, and they are coming for your wigs one bestseller at a time. I hope I do enjoy this book. I will most likely put it off until I read Simon vs. the Homo sapiens agenda, especially since the movie is coming out soon, and I don't, like, my priorities are not in order. The next YA book I got is one of my new favorites for the year, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I know I mentioned this a few times and I talked about it extensively in my last wrap-up video, so you should definitely go and look at that if you want to know more of my thoughts. But this is a historical queer romance about a boy called Henry Montague who goes to tour Europe with his best friend Percy and his younger sister Felicity. And right at the beginning of their tour, shit hits the fan and they go on the most epic detour adventure that I've ever read in a book before. One thing you need to know about me is that if I see a book, especially a young adult book that features a character who's either Caribbean, Muslim, or Indian, I will buy that shit like it was the last breath of oxygen on the planet. And that was very much the case with the next 2 books. The first of which I also mentioned a couple times, and that's Saints and Misfits by S.K. Ali. I talked about this in my last wrap-up as well, but I recommend that you go and look at my full review where I spilled all of my thoughts on it. This book is about a girl called Jana Yusuf who is from a Muslim American community in Illinois, and a very revered member of that community who's actually a Hafiz sexually assaults her at the beginning of this book. So the story is about how she kind of keeps this a secret because she thinks that people wouldn't believe her, and how she balances that secret with her regular shenanigans going on in life, and how she eventually finds her voice to stand up to her offender. It was absolutely amazing. I love this book. It touched my heart. I saw so much of myself in it, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I cannot tell you all how much I need you all to read this book. Next up, we have Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner, which is about a girl called Julia who's a graffiti artist, and she's also deaf. From what I get, the book is about how she is trying to find out who is defacing her art, as well as how she is sparking up a friendship with this new person that she meets. But I understand that the main protagonist is of Indian descent, which was the major pull factor for me. Moving on to the adult books, the first one I want to mention is My Year of Meats by Ruth Ozeki. Now, Ozeki is the author of A Tale for the Time Being, which you all know I am trash for that book. It's my absolute favorite book of all time. This one is a similar book. It's about 2 women, a Japanese-American woman and a Japanese woman, as their lives somehow intersect. And I also believe it has something to do with exposing the meat industry, which should be interesting for me because I'm in the process of trying to go vegetarian, but the issue is that my mother seasons meat well, and that has proven to be quite an obstacle for me. I should also mention that both of these books came courtesy of my cousin Shalim. I went to Winnipeg in August with him and he took me to this amazing bookstore. Y'all need to understand that the bookstores we have here are not so big and the variety is not so large. So when I come to the United States or to Canada and I see these mall-ass looking bookstores with multiple stories and coffee shops and shit, like, I go crazy. The store is called Mick Robinson's Booksellers or something like that, I think so. You should definitely look it up. I'm not sure if they're independent or if they have multiple branches, but if you're in the Winnipeg area and you know where it is, because I can't tell you where it is, but if you know where it is, you should definitely go and check it out. The next adult book I got was The Girls by Emma Cline, which is about something, I don't know. Y'all, I just don't like this book. I'm about halfway through and I'm really not enjoying it. The only thing that's preventing me from not wanting to DNF it is the fact that I always DNF books that I dislike, hence I never get to trash books for y'all. And apparently y'all love it when I throw shade at books. So I am just reading this purely so that I could give it a shit review for your entertainment, so you're welcome. Next up, I have 2 non-fiction books. The first is One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter by Sachi Cole, and this is a collection of essays written by this girl who is a writer for BuzzFeed, and it's about her like experience as an Indo-Canadian person, y'all could deduce what made me buy this book. But I've heard positive things so far, so I hope it lives up to my expectations. Then I got a very well-known one, which is The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. So this is the movie cover edition starring Oprah! I actually like this cover a lot, so I didn't mind taking it. And basically this is the true story of Henrietta Lacks, who was a woman that died, I believe, in the 1950s due to some sort of condition. And as per the back summary, her cells were harvested and became vital in developing the polio vaccine, cloning, and gene mapping, and her family was never compensated. She was never compensated, and till this day her family is still in need of health insurance and unable to afford it, which is very sad and very unfair. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. In the comments down below, as usual, let me know if you've read any of these books and if you have any thoughts on them. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and until next time, inshallah, keep reading.